for it is finally here. South Park EU release date. Oh! Snuck it in there. You thought it was a Friday, but it's not. Get hype! Because South Park's out in the EU finally. Fuck you, US. Fuck you. Got myself an uncensored copy. Swag. Yeah! Gonna be rocking the South Park hardcore tonight. I'm having a day away from... Not from the PC. Just sitting on the PC playing games. Best part of the job, baby. Woo! So good. So good. Gonna be doing that. But that's not why we're here today. But I do want to let you know, before we continue with the shenanigans that are about to unfold, that tomorrow is usually web show, but Mr. Ghost has a prior engagement, which means I was saving it for the 100k sub hype, which is really, really soon. I'm actually going to do story time tomorrow, so those of you who want to kick back on your Saturday night and have a beer and listen to old Warcraft stories, it's entitled The Journey to World First. How does one start playing a game like World of Warcraft and end up at the World First level? What goes on there? What shenanigans and all kinds of hip-hoppiness go on in the way? I'm going to tell you that story of how I did it, and maybe you were on that path as well and don't even realise it. And maybe you'll go, oh, I'm totally doing that same thing. So we're going to have story time tomorrow, 8 p.m. GMT. That's London time. Google it. But today, right now, this show is Drama Friday. On Drama Friday, you guys out there send me stories of the crazy batshit stuff that you've done in World of Warcraft while encountering strangers. Strange people in and around the World of Warcraft universe. Okay? Strange, weird people. Perhaps you can admit it now, time has passed, and it's anonymous, have taken place and been the asshole, been that horrible, horrible person. Yeah? Maybe it was you. It doesn't have to be World of Warcraft. Just as something nice, multiplayer-ish, MMO-based, where you had to deal with people, which is always the hardest part of MMOs. If we're to believe the WoW forums, it's too much social interaction to find 3 people, nay, 2 other people for a heroic scenario. We just don't want to deal with people, because people are crazy, people are bad, naughty people. Stranger danger. Yes, stranger danger. I've prepared 2 stories for today because they're relatively long. One of them has the phrase 56k in it. Yeah. The other one is an RP tale. An RP tale involving Death Knights. And when you put those 2 things together and form a synergy, it can only end in glorious, glorious, drama-filled fun times, doesn't it? Because if you're making... I've got to say, I'm not quite sure how old these people are, because I didn't read that far into it. I mean, it might not even be mentioned. But if you're purposely playing World of Warcraft to form yourself a DK, RP guild, probably a little bit on the young side. A little bit on the young side, am I right? Yeah, you know we are. So we're going to start with the RP story, which features an asshole and a friend. Now, the guild can remain the same name, which is awesome. So who wants to be the asshole and who wants to be the friend? Okay? I have a cough still. I really apologize if I cough. It's live. There's not much I can do about it. I'm really sorry. So please don't be that guy who's like, that is disgusting. There's not much I can do about it. Okay, so who sounds like an asshole? One shifty prick. Dibs on an asshole. Shifty prick. Yeah, shifty prick. Well, I'm just going to call you Shifty. Okay? But it's you, Shifty prick. I got you, buddy. I got you, buddy. And we need a friend. We need a friend. Who's that? Sidus, you're in. Sidus. Right, that's it. That's it. It's done. It's done. It's done with. All right. Let us begin. I'll have a drink before we start. I'll have a drink. Wet the whistle. All right, here we go. This is entitled A Story of Draenei DKs. Mother of fucking God. And Red Ridge RP. A story of Draenei DKs. Purpose built, one can imagine, Draenei DKs. It must be Draenei DKs, because why not, eh? Why wouldn't you want to be a Draenei DK? And Red Ridge RP. I imagine there's some good RP that can go on in Red Ridge. You've got that wonderful bridge, glorious red landscape. It can get quite emotional down there. Alright then, here we go. Here we go. Oh dear, space goats. Yeah, space goats. We're going there. We're going space goats. Here we go. Hello, Preacher, and all of your wonderful people. That's you guys. I'll start this by saying that all of the characters in this story are friends that I knew in real life. Bummer. Bummer, because I'm about to tear your friendship asunder. Yeah? Think Deathwing. Think Barons. It's about to go down. We all attended school together and we were 13. Oh, it actually says it right at the beginning. When we were 13 at the time. Now it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Now we're falling into place. The Lego bricks fit. We were a small group of friends that played Minecraft together. Nerds! You're the total mega nerds, right? It's okay. I was the mega nerd too, but come on. Come on. The 13-year-olds who were rocking that Minecraft. Rocking that Minecraft together. No one else seems to understand our discussion on whether or not we should farm wool tonight or not. Right? No one got it. All these cool kids were off playing sports or whatever, or some shit, and you were like, dude, are you joking? I built a trap yesterday. It was fucking awesome. Got my fucking redstone on. I was good friends with all of them, but I didn't get on. Oh, I was good friends with all of them, but I didn't get on with Shifty very well. There's a contradiction there in terms. There's a contradiction in terms. There's a contradiction. To put it short, he was a massive dickhead. Okay, we've gone down a slope. I just want to reread this sentence to everybody. I was good friends with them, except there's only three. There's three of them. I was good friends with all of them, except for Shifty. He's a total dickhead, right? Everybody clear on where we are right now? Good. He felt as if he ruled us due to him having the best PC and owning the Minecraft server. What else do you need to be a god amongst 13-year-old nerds? Right? He was your king. He was your fucking king. And you should bow before him. Not only is he rocking the first pube out of all of you, and you know he was. But he had the fucking best PC and the Minecraft server. You are his bitch. You're his total bitch. You can't even play without this guy. He's a god. I love Shifty already. What a fucking guy. He'd bullshit about how he lived in a massive mansion and his family was really rich. When in reality, he lived in a really shitty house and all of his obsessive lying annoyed me even more. Only a 13-year-old would claim he lives in a mansion to his IRL friends. He's doing online wrong, right? This kid's doing it wrong. You live near me. I can see your house. You live there. We go to the same school. What the fuck are you talking about? The story takes place, though, during early Cataclysm. Although I did originally get the game in the Burning Crusade when I was younger, but I could never run it on my family PC. Your parents suck, dude. Like, here's this wonderful game. Doesn't work on the PC. I, as a modern parent, would never make that mistake. Alright? I just want you to know, if you were my son, that would never happen, right? And you would never end up on Shifty's Minecraft server. I would have protected you from that. But Shifty told us he played WoW. Plays WoW as well, Shifty. He's fucking got it sorted, this guy. And he wove stories of how he was a badass warrior called a Death Knight. Oh, I play World of Warcraft. I'm a quality warrior called a Death Knight. 13-year-old lies are the best. I fucking love him. And he played a mythical creature called a Draenei. A Draenei warrior DK. That sounds so overpowered and ugly as fuck. That sounds horrible. He told us how he was a really big deal on the RP server. I'm kind of a big deal on an RP server. I'm kind of a big deal on an RP server. I don't want to shit on you guys even more than I already do, but I'm kind of a big deal on an RP server, so I'm just putting that out there. Just saying. How he was leading a massive story arc that every RPer on the server took place in. Everybody's involved. Seeing as I never actually played WoW before, I believed every word he said, and it made me want to play WoW even more. Sidus and I agreed to buy the game during half term, and that we would level to 55 so we could start a Death Knight RP guild together called... Are you ready? Is everybody ready for the name of the DK RP guild? It's called the Dragonetti, an official twist on the phrase, on the name, spaghetti. That's the name he came up with. We're going to be the Dragonetti. Like spaghetti, but with dragons. The Dragonetti. I begged my mum for the money for the battle chest. I went to my local high street to buy it. High streets represent, people. High streets represent. Only to be denied the game by the cashier due to me not having any ID. He's not old enough for World of Warcraft. Not old enough, you can't have it. What a dick. I mean, he's 13. It's 11, right? Isn't WoW 11? And still denied to stand there with your... Show him your pube. Say, dude, I got a fucking pube. I can well play this game. He's like, nah, man. Ghosty would be like that. He's like, you got any ID? You got any ID? Then fuck you, buddy. Then fuck you. I ended up having to play on Sidus's 7-day trial account that he got from his battle chest until I could convince my mum to buy the game for me. Several weeks later, I downloaded it. Wow, he's 12? Oh, he's close then, right? It's close. It's close. It's really close. It's not Grand Theft Auto, but it's close. I downloaded it. And Shifty told me to play on his RP realm, the Argent Dawn. Argent Dawn hype! Argent Dawn hype! Come on! I saw so many members of the Argent Dawn in my chat today. I know you're out there. As that was the realm that he played on. I told him I had no intention of role-playing, as I thought it was weird and creepy. I just wanted to play. But he told me we had to be on the same realm. Well, that shits on your argument, doesn't it? I don't want to RP. It makes no sense to me. Yeah, you have to roll there. Oh, fuck. God damn. I didn't think it would make much of a difference, so I did it anyway. You're such a bitch. 13-year-old you is such a bitch. This guy has got you by the short and fucking curlies. There's the Argent Dawn, guys. Love it. Love it. So, okay. I will play there. When I got around to creating my character, me and Sidus were told to make Draenei's so we could start living together and that he would help us out. You have to be Draenei's. Have to be Draenei's. I said I don't want to be a Draenei. I don't want to be a Draenei, though. I don't even want to play on this server. And that you can't make me play one. I don't want to be a Draenei. In which he responded, Shifty, stop being a little bitch and make a Draenei already, or else I won't help you. Sidus convinced me to make a Draenei. Oh my god. Okay. I'll do it. So I made a Draenei warrior. I named him Darnassus. Alright. Sidus and I set off for the night. We made it to around level 15. I said we would start again in the morning. Isn't it? It's funny. Like, we've all done it. When we get this new game, we're playing together with friends. It feels like a job. It's like, in fact, this brings me back to Wrath of the Lich King with me and Ghosty. Camped out, made a little team at my home, made a little LAN where we leveled. And you actually talked to it like a job. It's like, should we take a lunch break? Yeah, we should take a lunch break, and then we'll get back to it in like 20 minutes. I mean, any longer than that. And you're watching the clock. It's like, well, my 20 minutes, so we've got to start leveling again. Let's get back to the grind. Gotta love it. Let's go to sleep. We'll only sleep for 3 hours, though. Set our alarms, and your eyes wake up, and you're fucking on fire, and you're burning, and you get your first shower. Who's with me, team? When you've done the big session, I'm talking when you've played for nearly 3 days straight, and you wake up after that 2-hour power nap, and you get a shower, and your eyes feel like there's lava in them. And they're all red and fucking gross. Oh, good times. And you feel like death until you press that login button. And then you're fine again. You're all good. I'm off. I'm good for another 20 hours. When I logged in... oh, we would start again in the morning. Yeah, dear God, fuck that time. Dear God, yeah, I've done that. But when I logged in, though, I saw that Sidus was already level 40. Fuck you, Sidus, you dick. I was so annoyed with him, and upon asking him, he just replied, I felt like playing WoW. Couldn't sleep! 13-year-old motherfucker's been playing for 20 hours. Decided to take a break. Can't sleep. Just wants to log in and keep on fucking leveling, baby. Keep on going. He made it to level 55 in 2 days of him making his character. I made a Worgen DK. It took me around 2 months. I just want to point out here that Shifty, wherever you are, who made them roll Draenei so you could help them, you did absolutely nothing. And I salute you for your ghost-like skills in forcing them to play characters they didn't want and then not bothering to help them at all. Anyway, he made a Worgen DK. It took me around 2 months, on the other hand, just to reach level 50. By which time, Sidus was already capped. During my leveling process, the 13-year-old me made lots of friendly RPers, who in mind were a bunch of weirdos that had nothing better to do than run around doing ERP. I don't think you know what friend means. That's what's bothering me more than anything in this story. Is that you don't... I met a bunch of friendly people who were complete sexual deviants and really weird. And they're not the friendliest of guys. They tried to RP with me constantly while I was questing. I would often try to ignore them, but in some cases would simply tell them to go away or something along those lines. I kind of feel like you're running through the barrens and there's just people surrounding you, like offering you beers or pretending to fall over or to try and break your legs like we've seen in other RP stories, or try to sell you prostitutes. Like this crowd of people just following you everywhere. Just leave me alone. Get away from me. I don't want to RP. I'm not into it, man. However, in several cases, I would have to RP retaliate. In which case, people would try and pick an RP fight with me. When this happens, I would just have to log out or Hearthstone because I couldn't deal with it. Oh God, he's RP picking a fight with me. I better run away. This would then lead to angry whispers from people who I would have to put on ignore. While questing, I stumbled into the city of Darnassus and realised what a grave error I had made in the naming of my character. One does not stumble into the city of Darnassus. There's fucking hundreds of people here. I bet most of them couldn't get to Darnassus very quickly. Horde side have no chance. The Horde side, no idea how to get there. Unless you've tried to do that. How many of you have tried to get the kill everything achievement and just cannot find Darnassus for the let alone the fucking Draenei City? Getting people to the Exodar for that achievement is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. Getting there is a nightmare. It made me loathe my character even more than I already did due to me hating the look of Draenei's, and I heavily contemplated making a new character. But I told otherwise by Sidus as I was close to making that DK. Close to make. You're almost there. Don't give up. You're 50. 5 more levels and you can be a DK. When I find the dream is coming true, guys. We're going to get... The dream is still the DK RP guild. We've got to keep it. When I finally reached level 54, I told Shifty I was just about to level and make a Death Knight so he could start the guild he was dreaming of. And then proceeded to delete it and make a Troll Shaman before saying, fuck you and your Draenei's. They look like shit and I don't even want to be a DK. I quickly left the Skype call and left him a message on Facebook saying, are you ready? This is what he Facebooked him, this fucking final burn for the Horde. Oh! Woohoo! Fucking hell, Shifty, you got taken right to the top, didn't you? You thought the dream was about to happen, and then suddenly you got Facebooked. You got fucking Facebooked right in your RPing ass, baby. You took it like a bitch. That pissed Shifty off and Sidus. Due to Shifty wanting his guild so badly, and Sidus wanting to play with me. This wanted me to play with me. I just want to play with you. This prompted a lot of passive-aggressive hate from Shifty. Passive-aggressive hate. Whew. Such as kicking me from Skype calls and banning me from his Minecraft server. That's low, dude. Shifty, you done goofed. He also started spewing hate about me in trade chat in Stormwind. But you're a troll now. Who cares? This, of course, upset me greatly, and I thought that everyone in the server would hate me due to him telling us how much of a big deal he was in the game. Oh, you still thought he was the powerhouse! You still thought he was the powerhouse! Such sway. Oh, I've pissed off Shifty, but he owns this server. He owns the Minecrafts. He owns every server I play on. I decided to compromise. Oh, you wussed out! You did such a big fucking maneuver and then you wussed out? Oh my god, you totally backtracked. You negotiated. He decided that he was going to make a human warrior, which he managed to cap after several months. He then went on to do a small amount of RP. But that mainly involved, the small amount of RP, mainly involved hanging around a castle in Redridge Mountains, waiting for people to show up so he could RP with them. Is that really what goes on in the RP world? Is you pick a place, you literally pick a place in the world, right? And you wait. And you pounce. You pounce on people with RP. You just wait there and you dive off them. You dive of them until something happens, and then you RP the fuck out of them when they walk through the doors. They walk into your castle, you just fucking stalk onto them. Shifty assured us that this was a good way to RP. And he would get really annoyed at us whenever we proposed doing some dungeons together or attempting to gear up. Really annoyed. Due to him not liking that aspect of the game, so there we sat for several hours a day. Several hours a day. Emoting at each other and pathetically RPing with strangers as they walked through the small area in Redridge. Can you imagine you're leveling though? And you've got I'm just here for the quest mob guys, and they're RPing the fuck out of the place, and you just walk in and you just go, alright, I'll just leave. But don't worry about it, I'm just going out of here. I don't get what the fuck's going on. Of course, I got the blame for this, due to him still being bitter about the fact that I wasn't at DK. Do you know what the problem is with why people aren't RPing with us? Do you, Darnassus? Do you understand what the fucking issue is here? You're not a Death Knight. We're Death Knights, yeah? You're not a Death Knight. So when people walk into our castle and they see us, and they see you're not a DK, they're not interested. They're not fucking interested. It makes no sense. It makes no fucking sense. The story doesn't work. The story's just not working because you're not a DK. And we couldn't do Death Knight RP like he dreamt. What dream is the Death Knight RP? What is the dream of Death Knight RP? I need to know. This ended with Sidus quitting the game due to him finding it boring. Of course it was boring! He sat in a Redridge Castle all day, doing nothing. And me raiding on my troll shaman. Fuck, this is bullshit. This was bullshit. Shifty begged us to come back, but we were too far gone by that point. It's been too long, Shifty. Shifty, it's over, man. He ended up quitting the game and deleting his precious Draenei Death Knight and leaving me the only remaining player from our friends group. I don't even play on my human warrior anymore due to me not liking the playstyle. Fuck you! What do you mean you don't like it? Whoa. It's just rude, man. And the group bored of my shaman. Understandable. Understandable. One might say you got worried with your shaman. So instead, ran an undead warlock because undead character models look awesome. Right there. In the case of Shifty, if he returns to the game, I made a placeholder DK on Argent Dawn with his character's name. Just so he couldn't have it. Just so he couldn't have it. Just so he couldn't have, you know what? Fuck it. I'm making a DK on that server and you can't have it. Can't even have the class. Can't even have the class. It's even a DK. This has been my drama story, Preacher, and I hope you enjoyed reading it. I wasn't sure how to end it. So sorry if it just seems close to an end. No, I think we got it all in there. Wow. So you're telling... So in all, if you do pick a castle to do DKRP, and you're not all DKs, and it's a castle nobody visits, you're not going to have a good time, guys, alright? Everybody got those story points? I don't want you to go away thinking you can repeat this, and it'll all end badly. Alright. Dick move. Honestly, come on. Is there anything worse you can do to someone than steal their names? Especially if it's, like, not a generic name. Someone's got a really dodgy name, like Diagola. It's unlikely people are going to pick the name Diagola. Is there anything cuntier you can do? I understand that I put my character names out there, and it's still a pretty common name, and therefore, I'm not going to get my name on any game ever for the rest of time, right? I am aware of that, and I deal with it on a daily basis. I can't change Realm in World of Warcraft without losing my goddamn name. But if I have a random name and someone just steals it... Do you want to know the worst thing? Do you want to know the best ghosted story? The original crew of MMO players, IRL, was me, Ghosty, my brother, and my nephew. Although I say nephew, he's about my age, 1 year younger. So he's a good games player. He is big into bikes. So he named his characters after bikes, particularly Hayabusa. Also a wrestler, and we were into wrestling. Broke his neck. Tragic. Terrible story. And Ghosty liked the name Hayabusa a lot. Ghosty, not giving a shit... decided that when we all changed Realm, to call his character Hayabusa and still play with the guy who he stole his name off. Still play with him. And when he said, why did you steal my name? He said, I really just liked that name. Get ghosted completely. Fun stuff. Love it. Right. The 56k Raider. 50. Okay. Who should we have? There's only 2 people in this. Not a lot of names today. That's okay, though. That's okay. We've made up for it in the past. We've had some huge name stories. So we'll go with Melon and Turpy. Turpy! You're in. Turpy. All right. The Dial-Up Raider. I don't know where this is going. As always, I skim the story to make sure it's pretty good. But as soon as I read about somebody... I can't... My heart bleeds for you, dude. My heart bleeds for somebody trying to raid on 56k. That's something else. That's something else. I assume you're on Team America. Team America still rocking the 56k in the 2000s. Alright, come on. Let's ask the question. We're all here. Who's raiding on Dial-Up? Who's on Dial-Up right now? Anybody? I need to know, man. And don't be afraid. We're not going to mock you that harsh. My chat is generally very nice peoples. Very nice peoples indeed. Right? Very nice peoples. Alright. We'll see. Me. I don't believe any of you, actually. You're all going to say it's me. Team America. Alright. I'll start off by saying I'd never played an MMO before. But WoW? I'd never played an MMO before WoW. But I loved RPGs. In 2005, 56k in 2005. Wow. That sucks. I was primarily a console gamer, Xbox and PS2. But many of my IRL friends have begun playing a computer game called World of Warcraft. Many of them have been playing since launch and tried getting me into it. But it seemed to be dominating their lives, so I was apprehensive to give it a try. Isn't it odd how close descriptions amongst IRL friends World of Warcraft is to heroin and stuff, right? It's almost like, I don't know, man, it seems to be fucking you up quite badly, and still you do it. And still we go in. It's like, it seems to be completely messing up your lives, but it's so good. It's so good. You gotta try it, man. It's amazing. It's amazing. In late '04, I moved out to a rural area. It became pretty bored, so I thought maybe giving WoW a chance might be a good way to get rid of my boredom. You moved to a place with bad internet, and decided to start playing an MMO. Is what I'm reading here. I just want to absorb this information. As you moved to the Sticks trailer park, did you see Genji? Is he a nice guy? And then you decided to play an online MMO. Pretty awesome. One of my IRL friends, who I will refer to as Melon, after his undead mage had been trying to get me to play for a long time, offered to let me try it using his account because he had 2 accounts. I didn't know why he would have 2 accounts, but I would find out later. Heroic is dying out. Heroic is so 2005, by the way, guys. For any of you who's up to date on your current Class A life-wrecking drugs, heroin's out, okay? Heroin's out. Meth's in. Breaking Bad, right? Breaking Bad. You gotta stay trendy. If you're gonna wreck your lives, do it right. At least do it trendy. So in 2005, I gave WoW a try using my friend's account. I had no experience with the old Warcraft RTS games at the time, but I knew RPG archetypes like Warrior, Wizard, Thief, etc. So I asked Melon which class was the easiest to learn. He said probably a Warrior. Fuck off. No, fuck. Don't play a fucking mage and bring your fucking Warriors easier to play in my house, right? You keep that shit outside. Wherever the fuck you now live, wherever it is, I don't give a shit. If you want to play a fucking mage back in the day, right? Back in the day, and then come to me with this Warriors are easy shit, go fuck yourself, right? Get out of here, fucking loser. And offered to let me try. Thus, my first WoW character back in 2005, a Warrior. It was an exciting time. You're fucking right it was. You made a good decision there, friend. You made a good decision. Unfortunately, there was a small problem. Since I moved out to the Sticks, there was no broadband. This is so sad. This is the saddest shit. It really upsets me when people have really bad computers. Melon didn't even know if WoW would work without broadband. That's what I'm talking about. I want to play WoW and dial-up. I don't even know if that works, dude. For real. I could probably play it on my phone. It's probably faster. 56k. I have no idea. But I gave it a shot and fired up WoW using the blazing speed of my 56k modem. Do you know what we need? Let's do it. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, can we all bow our heads in a moment of silence as we remember those who came before us? So many memories. Never forget. 56k. Never forget. Right? I want that on a t-shirt. That's the new PG t-shirt. Where's Andy Jet? Where is he? I'm fucking emailing him immediately after the show. I want a new t-shirt that says 56k. Never forget. And I want to look epic on the t-shirt. That's the new t-shirt. Never forget. Now at this point, I had a pretty top-notch PC. You had a really good PC and fucking 56k? Dude! What? Why did you move there? I am not moving anywhere with bad internet. I don't give a fuck what's going on or what the reason is. Oh, massive job, paying $3 million a year. Bad internet. I'm not going. No. Oh my god. And even before, so I was like, you could run your own internet for $3 million. Which would have no problems running WoW normally, and a laptop that could run it as well. You have a really good PC and a laptop that could also run WoW. So I looked my new Warrior, oh God, who Melon had been nice enough to create for me on his account. You let somebody else create your character for you. To both of our surprises, WoW seemed to run okay. So I was off on my new adventures in Azeroth as a one-horned Male Tauren warrior. If I was creating somebody else, what's the most fucked up shit you could do to someone if you had to make their character? Can you make the character for me so I can log in and start playing straight away? Absolutely. I can totally do that. I can totally do that for you. And it would be a one. Who's got a one-horn Tauren? Why? Why would you have a Tauren with one horn? It's like giving yourself purposely one glaive and deleting the other. Oh, I could have them both, but I'm just going to delete one of them out of interest. However, as much as Melon wanted me to play, it turned out he had little time or interest in helping me understand and learn the game. You should totally play WoW with me. I'm not going to play with you. I'm not going to do it. You see, Melon's main, a male undead mage, was and it's in quotations, I don't know why, main raider. In one of the top guilds on the server. He was busy all the time, it seemed, and didn't have time to explain things to me. In fact, I only recall him dropping by Mulgore once. Vanilla Mulgore, never forget. Vanilla Mulgore, never forget. Once to see me and show me how powerful he was by killing all the lobby mobs with Blizzard and then riding off on his epic mount. Well, Blizzard's kind of a big deal. Blizzard's kind of a big deal. That Blizzard, though, this is very cool. So I went about playing with no idea what I was doing. I sat in the Tauren starting area grinding wolves and Planestriders until I was level 6. Oh, God. You guys, man, have had some horrible fucking times. At which point, Melon asked me why I wasn't leveling faster. What are you doing? Can I ask another question? I know I've asked a lot of questions today, but still, how many of you invited a friend to the game, not helped them, but had them on friends and kept checking what level they were and then wondering to yourself why they weren't going faster? Because you would have been like level 10 by now or something. And you're like, yeah, play the game. I'll come and help you in a few minutes. And then you keep checking them on the leveling screen and watching what level they are. And it doesn't seem to be going up. It's so weird. I don't understand, right? It's so odd. I told him that killing these level 1 to 3 mobs over and over wasn't giving much XP. Look, everybody. Totally did it. God, this guy level's so slow. I don't understand what's going on. I told him that killing level 1 to 3 mobs over and over wasn't giving me much XP. Melon's like, why aren't you doing quests? I simply replied with confidence, I want to make sure I'm powerful enough before I try a quest. One does not simply start questing. One does not. You need to grind before you start questing. That's what's going to be in the next MMO. That's the next game-changing MMO, is you have to grind before you start questing, right? Fuck all you casual scrubs. You fucking noobs. You haven't got one idea. You know how many quests you get per level? One. One quest per level gives fuck all XP and is rock hard. Seriously rock hard. You have to grind before you do it. You have to raid before you can start questing. That's the shit I want to play. I think they call it, what, that Final Fantasy was like that? Pretty fucking good. Obviously, this was good for some laughs. For Melon, as he explained to me that I could easily do the quests at level 1. You see, in the many RPGs I played, it's pretty common to have to grind mobs until you're powerful enough to venture into the quest. What? I just made that up. What fucking game was that? Lineage? What? What the fuck? I've never played a game where you couldn't do the adventure. That's fucking mental. I've played nearly every RPG out there. I do not recall that happening. You guys are all noobs, just can't do your quest. That's what's up with you guys. Yeah, I know in the video now, everyone's going to be like, fucking posting all these random games from China and shit where you had to do that. I just assumed this game would be the same. So after grinding 6 levels, imagine playing WoW and you just started grinding. I just started grinding constantly. It's like, well, this is the RPG. Better start grinding these mobs. 20.5. I set on down the road to start my new adventure as I headed to Bloodhoof Village. As I entered the area, I saw another Tauren fighting some wolves, and I noticed that his label was Tauren Hunter. Now this may sound unbelievable, the first thing that came to mind was, why would he hunt other Taurens? Mother of fucking Christ. So you saw Tauren Hunter and thought, He's an enemy of me. That's what Tauren Hunter means. Why would you make a Tauren and hunt Taurens? That makes no sense, dude. You see, since I didn't get through the character creation process and only really knew about the class archetypes like Warrior, Mage, Rogue, I didn't even know Hunters existed. Rangers? What RPGs were you playing, dude? What RPG were you playing that didn't have Rangers? I've never heard of Hunters or Rangers or what? Fuck! Even Dungeons and Dragons had Rangers. I then noticed that for some odd reason, one of the wolves was actually helping him fight the other wolves. So I struck up a conversation with this hunter who I'll just refer to as Turpy. Conversation went something like this. How can I get a wolf to help me? Turpy. You can, because you're a warrior. Why do you have a wolf then? Because I'm a hunter. Do I get to become a hunter too? You need to create a new character and make it a hunter. Does this mean I have to start at level 1? Yep. And that was the end of that idea. As at this point, I was not leveling all the way to level 6 again. Boom! Decision made. Fuck your class. Looks like a lot of fun, but if you think of dragging my ass through fucking levels 1 to 6 again, you must be out of your goddamn mind. Can you blame him though? Before you laugh at the idea of being level 6, think of what this guy went through to get level 6. To him, levels 1 to 6 is an ordeal. It's a huge ordeal, right? It's a fucking big deal to this guy. He's been grinding for probably... How long does it take to get level 6 grinding level 1 mobs? Woo. Still, Turpy was a really nice guy. He grew with me and explained a lot about the game. You see, Turpy already had a level 60, and this was just his alt. I had to ask what an alt was, and when it was explained to me, I immediately realised that Melon has many alts. In fact, Melon had a level 60 mage, a shaman, a warrior on one account, and a 60 druid on an account I was playing. I didn't realise until much later how unusual it was for anyone to have this many level 60s this early in vanilla WoW. Anyways, Turpy was very helpful and took me on a long journey as he showed me Thunderbluff. That long journey though. Bloodhoof to Thunderbluff? Can't you see Thunderbluff from Bloodhoof? We're going on a little journey together. A long one. I hope you're prepared. Where are we going? Just over there, really. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's going to be awesome. Through the Barrens and took me to visit Orgrimmar. I couldn't wait to see the great capital city of the Horde. I was ecstatic as I ventured curiously through the gates and saw what seemed like hundreds of players on mounts, running around and jumping off what I would later find out is the bank. Then boom! You have been disconnected. It had to happen. It had to happen, didn't it? It had to happen. You can't see it. Oh my god, really? Fuck my life. It had to happen. It quickly became apparent that 56k could not handle Orgrimmar. It took me forever just to escape the city as my latency was literally thousands of ms. Just crawling through the mud to get out, type back in, push forward, log out, log back in, push forward. I can make it. I can fucking make it, man. I can do it. The rest of my time in vanilla was spent in the Undercity and Thunderbluff. I can't imagine ever being forced to spend time in Thunderbluff. As Orgrimmar was strictly off limits. I continued grouping with Turpy and even his wife, who, oh, hello, Twist, and even his wife, who played an undead mage too, but never said anything. The quiet type, they're always the kinky ones, aren't they? He even gave me 5 gold one day. Whoa. Hey, what a guy. Turpy, what a guy. 5 G's, 5 big ones out of his own pocket. 5 fucking shiny ones. I thought I was rich, as 5 gold was an enormous amount compared to the little silver I had. I immediately went to Thunderbluff and bought this awesome cleaver I was saving up for the cost. How good was this fucking cleaver for 5 big ones, motherfuckers? 5 fucking big ones. You can only imagine the stats. The stats in that motherfucker. I was so happy with finally getting a new weapon until Turpy explained to me that you never buy weapons or armor from the regular vendors and white items aren't good. You bought a white cleaver. I at least expected it to be green. A white cleaver. You dropped 5 big ones on a white cleaver. Fucking hell. Oh, dude. He then proceeded to explain the auction house and the difference between green, blue, and purple items. I grouped with Turpy until about level 16, and one day he just disappeared. I can only guess he abandoned his ult and went back to playing his main. Still, he had taught me a lot, so I continued on my journey to level 60. After a month or so, I finally hit level 30, halfway there. That's what you believe, isn't it? You truly believe that when you hit level 30, you're halfway there, don't you? You've not even started. It's unbelievable. Halfway! 30 is halfway between 60. At this point, though, Melon decided he wanted his account back. If I wanted to keep playing, I would have to buy my own account. Motherfucker. After months, motherfucker. What a dick. Melon, you're such a dick. I was crushed, but I was also hooked, and there was no way I was just going to quit playing now. I asked Melon to contact Blitz and try and get my level 30 transferred to my new account. He said he contacted them and said no. Haven't we all done that? Haven't we all done that? Hey, can you do this for me? Absolutely. They said no. So that's about it. That's the end of that story. I tried, but yeah, it turns out I can't do it. They said no. There's nothing I can do. That's my hands are tied, man. I totally asked though. Definitely asked. I definitely did. Regardless, they would have said no anyways. So that's how I lost my first ever WoW char. Melon, you're such a dick. I created a new one, and this time I knew what I was going to do. But despite that, I still went with another warrior, good man, and tried to make him look exactly the same. I guess I just gotten used to playing the class and didn't want to learn a new one at the time. Got back to 30 much quicker this time, pushed on to 60. I remember when the gates of AQ were opened. Gates of AQ, 56k modem. Alright. It literally DC'd me non-stop. I actually